So the deeper you go, the deeper you hit. The better you time, the better you see. And the stable you are, the stable you'll be. These three conditions are, in my view, the holy grail of achieving the perfect turn. And the moment you lack even one of them in your turn, your performance won't be perfect. So let's start with the first one. So the first thing, and perhaps the most important for achieving a perfect turn, is the angle of the bottom turn. The deeper the angle, the stronger the impact. What do I mean by angle? Let's learn from my surf students. So the problem is they don't go deep enough and stand in front of the wave's face, as if they're starting their bottom turn from within the wave, almost from the power zone, where they're supposed to actually perform. Because if you truly want to take your turn to its fullest potential, you need to bring your bottom turn all the way down to the dead zone, and only then start your performance towards the power zone with more frontal position. So moving on to the second condition necessary for perfect turn, and that is timing. Timing is everything. It's a sentence we all familiar with. But what does it mean the better you time, the better you see? What do you see better? The answer is the leap of the wave. I understand where and how I need to hit it, and if I can do it right, I can also see where I'm going to continue with the wave after the first turn. And this leads me to the two types of off the leaps or turns that every surfer must be familiar with. There's the closeout or end section of the leap, where I essentially surf the wave and identify when the leap starting to break in front of me. Then I execute the bottom turn, hitting the leap, and use the wave's power and weight to return back to the foam, meaning that the power of the return comes from the waves itself. This off the leap is very common among beginners and intermediate surfers because it's relatively easy to perform. And the real challenge here is to be able to identify the leap that's about to break in front of you and understand that this is the right time to make a turn. The second, and perhaps the more complex of the leap, is one which I generate the power to return from it. In other words, with the correct weight transfer, I manage to complete the turn while descending from the wave. Now, if you're still struggling with this off the leap and you're still a beginner or intermediate surfer, I would recommend you to train first on a deep bottom turn. That's the key, because if your bottom turn is deep enough, you'll notice that even just hitting the critical point of the wave will result that the wave will take you downward. But how does all of this happen without falling? So here comes the importance of our stability. So how surfers stay stable on the board? We have several options or elements in our body. So we have our knees. We compress them at the beginning of every turn, mainly at the bottom turn. Release them slightly during the turn itself, and compress them again when preparing for landing. And we have our hands, which we want to keep them close to our body, with one hand always leading the movement and the other is parallel to the body, aiming for a 90 degrees angle. And of course we have the center of the body, which is the most important element, especially during the landing. You see, many surfers make a mistake and lean back during their turn, as they don't think about landing so much. But all the energy and power are naturally going forward with the movement, and therefore it's crucial to lean forward during the turn for a good and stable landing. So guys, if you didn't check all the three conditions and you're still struggling with it, go and watch some more of my recommended videos, which I link down below, and I see you on the next video.